We go to the story now. The National Freedom Party has raised serious concerns over the inclusion of IFP MP Albert Mncwango in the ad hoc committee investigating allegations made by Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. The NFP argues that during Mncwango's tenure as mayor of Nongoma in KwaZulu-Natal, the area became a hotspot for political killings, a crisis so severe that then Police Minister Bheki Cele officially declared it a high-risk zone. The party contends that Mncwango's presence on the committee compromises the credibility of that committee. The president of the NFP, Ivan Barnes, joins me now for more on that. Mr. Barnes, good to have you, and thank you very much for your time. The route of the formation of the ad hoc committee itself, you commend as the correct route that the National Assembly is taking.
Good afternoon, Mr. Thabo and your viewers, and good afternoon to the members of the National Freedom Party. As the National Freedom Party, we believe that, as we said earlier before, that the establishment of a committee should be necessitated to root out these serious allegations leveled against the police minister by the KZN Police Commissioner, Mr. Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. We had said before the president that he should establish this committee as to get to the root core of this allegations, and we were quite pleased by the president to establish this ad hoc committee, but we raised our concerns as the NFP that during the tenure of Mr. Albert Mncwango as mayor of Nongoma, KZN Nongoma was declared by the then police minister that Nongoma has become a hotspot where people are being killed due to political killing. And Mr. Mncwango somehow, somewhere, is directly or indirectly involved. Until such matters have been put aside, we would wish for the president to remove Mr. Albert Mncwango until these indirect or direct allegations and this dark cloud hanging above him is then dealt with accordingly, and he's been declared as a person who is not directly involved in political killing.
Yeah, you know, politicians, when it comes to this, you are one as well. I'm sure if you were faced with a similar situation, this is the answer that I'd get from you. One, he'll tell me that there is no charge out there that has been laid against him. Two, there is no matter that is out there that is before a court that involves him or links him to political killings. How would you respond to that?
That might be true, Mr. Mdluli. But we have to lay these facts before the people of South Africa, in particular, the families of the deceased in Nongoma. When Mr. Mncwango was the mayor of Nongoma, a VN was put across on various social medias where members of the IFP were saying, let us protect the seat of the IFP, in particular, Mr. Mncwango's seat as mayor. Then these political killings erupted. In KZN, Nongoma, Mama Mkhulu, a 79-year-old woman was laying in bed with a granddaughter between the ages of 7 and 9, and that child escaped by the grace of God, that he or she was not shot at. And the people that were arrested by the very same task team that was established are rumored to be members of the Inkatha Freedom Party. And the political killings were necessitated to protect the existence and the political governance of the IFP under Ubabumwa. So these allegations are somehow indirect or directly linked him until the investigations are thoroughly dealt with. The cloud hanging above Mr. Mncwango will go with him a long way. And now the credibility of this ad hoc leaves a lot to be desired for many of us who are indirectly and directly affected by the killing happened under the watchful eye of Mr. Mncwango while he was the mayor of Nongoma.
So the composition of this committee is 11 members, most of them in terms of numbers coming from the ANC. There are some from the DA, 2 I see here. There are 2 also from the EFF, the IFP only having 1 as far as I can see. I could be wrong. So how could 1 member really affect the outcome of a committee of 11?
It's not a matter of how many people. It's a matter of the credibility of that person, the influence of that person that can play that role, And to us, normal citizens, and to the family of the victims, to see him seated there and deliberating on such issues while there's this cloud above his head, it leaves a lot to be desired. And we don't want the credibility of this committee to be tarnished by the dark cloud hanging above his head. We are just saying, can the IFP withdraw the name of Mr. Mncwango and put somebody else from the IFP, because we believe he's sitting there is tarnishing the image of this committee and the work that it's going to do. While we know it's going to take some time to get to the core of these allegations, but his credibility destroys the image of this commission established by the president.
Is there any link that you know of or that you would have observed or established between the minister, police minister now on leave, and this particular member of the ad hoc committee?
Whilst we cannot say there is any form of link, as you put it, Mr. Mduli, but we are concerned about the character, the credibility, the cloud against Mr. Mncwango. That's what is the main focus of the National Freedom Party. Until then, we are opposed him sitting in that committee, because we believe his dark cloud is going to destroy the work that the president is trying to do by establishing this committee to root out these political killings. And KZN is known for that. And now we can't have a member who is indirectly or directly involved in this matter to sit on this panel.
Yeah. However, you are although lamenting the fact that since Minister Cele's departure from office, the current Minister Senzo Mchunu leadership has been quite silent on taking further action. Just expand on that.
If you remember, when the political killings were taking place and while Mr. Cele was still the police minister, we saw the task team doing an excellent job, and people are being arrested. And after the said minister to partake, to be appointed, as a national minister, this committee was, this task team was then terminated, and we saw the resurfacing of political killings emerge. And he, as a minister, would understand he was still new in the department, but he should have done more to try and deal with these issues of these political killings that are taking place in KwaZulu-Natal in particular.
Mr. Barnes, appreciate your time. Let's leave with the president of the NFP there, Ivan Barnes, raising concerns over one particular member of that ad hoc committee out of the 11, and that is the IFP's Mr. M.A. Mncwango, a member of Parliament, composing that particular letter, saying them as families of victims and those who, of course, would have been following this matter quite closely, feel aggrieved by that appointment, and they feel it will taint the integrity of this ad hoc committee.